What you want, yeah. We just chillin' by the WaWas, lemonade with the large fries. Puff twice for the calm high, ayy, what you want, yeah. Big checks make the bank bounce. Old school candy paint down. Bad chicks, they from down south, ayy, what you want, yeah.
Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel, BQ Quick Review. I'm your host, BQ, and I will be reacting to a video by Abba and Preach. Men approach me all the time. I don't believe men are checking out. Michelle called us out. Now, we're going to be getting right into this, but before we do, make sure you like and comment as it helps with the YouTube algorithm. But also, if you want me to react to a video, just put it down in the comments. I'll get right to it, or go to my Instagram at biquon. Also, let me just say I recognize this girl. I've seen her channel, and she's actually a good content creator. So I'm wondering what this is about and what they're going to talk about. So yeah, let's get right into this.
Hello and welcome to Michelle McDaniel After Dark. Ladies, I'm sure you have heard because there's an epidemic going around. Men are no longer approaching us women. Apparently, men are sick of it. Men are sick of the whole Instagram girls taking videos of them in gyms or any other time that they glance at them.
Yeah.
And they are done talking to us. So this is a follow-up of a few things that I noticed from my last video of the woman that was in the gym talking to herself, set up a whole tripod, has a microphone and everything, and a man glanced at her for 3 seconds and she flipped her. Few comments that I got, and I always get this whenever we talk about, IG girls freaking out about a man staring at them. I get some of you men, and I love you guys, but you guys are always like,
well, this is why us men don't go up to women anymore. This is why. All of you guys just judge it.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
For you anymore because of women like that. So we're done.
You guys are probably wondering why I have Abba and Preach in the thumbnail. That's because when I looked at their video, that's something that Abba or Preach said. I still don't know their name or which name goes with who when I watch them.
I'm Preach. He's Abba. Sorry. If you're unaware, the black one's Preach and the blacker one's Abba. The one who gets bitches, Preach. The one who gets more bitches, Abba.
Why are they trolling her for?
You guys know, right? Preach, Abba. All right.
Okay. All right.
It's literally Abba and Preach. It goes left to right. Abba, Preach. That's why we literally stand here, because it's just easier.
Not because of. Oh wait, that's the same. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, Abba, Preach. It's literally in the photo. Abba and Preach. If it was the other way around, I would have said Preach and Abba. You get me? A lot of people don't like this. This whole approaching thing, throw that shit out the window. I'm gonna say
Okay,
it now.
let me pause.
Take it and throw it in the trash. Women will complain. Hey, the men don't approach. I don't give a fuck.
And I got a lot of that.
Hold up, before I just want to comment on that little scene where Abba and Preach. I disagree with them. I disagree with that. I think they should. I think men should definitely still approach, because men still want to have that commitment and still have, some type of relationship with women. So if you're telling them not to approach them in person where they have their best chances, and even in a previous video I reacted to by those guys, they even said that it's better to approach in person, and it's not good to approach online. So I think they should approach in person. Now I think that how they do it, the place and the time, they need to learn that, and they can only learn that through trial and error. Like, yes, you can watch all the YouTube videos in the world, but if you don't go out and do it, you're not going to learn how to do it. But I definitely do understand the climate to where guys don't want to approach women or whatever, but guys still want women. So I don't think it's very effective to tell men to not approach women. I think they just need to find out a way to better approach them. Like, if you're sitting, you don't want to approach a woman in a dark alleyway, or when she's by herself and nobody's around, or even like what she mentioned, like in the gym. I personally, all my friends or whatever know, I have no problem approaching a girl, or what they say, cold approach a girl in person and things like that. That's usually how I would approach a woman or get women in person. It's because it's the best form, in my opinion. Online, just a picture and you swipe left or right. It's just not very effective for most men. So yeah, I definitely disagree with Abba and Preach. I think you should definitely approach women in person. It's just about learning how to do it. Don't approach a woman in a gym. I don't approach a woman in a gym. I'm going there for my workout. You should just do that too. And yeah, just go to more social events and stuff where women feel more comfortable and things like that. Like I said, I live in a more dense populated city, so I can understand how that might be a little bit more hard if you're living like in a very small town or anything like that. But I know that even like small towns have their place, or even like the mall or something where people like are more social and there's more people around and it's a more friendly and safe environment for women to feel like they can be approached. But I see it like I understand from even the other perspective where guys don't want to approach too because of how crazy women are acting nowadays, or even just the fear of rejection. I know that I've had like a couple of weird moments approaching women that might put a lot of other guys off and be like, yeah, I'm not approaching a woman anymore. But if you act like that with a defeater's mentality, then you're just gonna lay in defeat and just not get the people that you want, or the people that you desire. So yeah. And also, if you're ugly, you kind of, damn, that's mean, but I'm just saying, I'm just keeping it a buck. If you ugly, like, an approaching in person thing isn't going to work, but also approaching online ain't going to work too. So you just got to work on yourself and improve yourself to the best point that you can be. I'm not saying you're going to get a model or whatever, or even this girl, she looks fairly attractive. You're not going to get like the best girl, but you will get a decent looking girl if you really work on yourself or whatever. So yeah, let me stop being long-winded and let this one continue.
My comment section from you adorable men. Men should stop looking at them.
She look good
talking
though,
to
but
them, and
her
ignore
forehead
these
looking
bitches.
crazy.
Treat them like they are not there.
Just gotta
See
say
how
that.
they like it. And you know me, I always have to say my opinion about little things that catch my eye. And I have to say, what are you men talking about? As a female, born female, got the goods down here, I have not noticed a decrease in the men coming up to Michelle section of my life. In fact, I've noticed an increase. And I personally would think that it would.
Love. You're a YouTuber. Of course that's not changing. And also you're a pretty attractive woman. That's not affect. Of course, like that doesn't. Of course, it's not going to affect you. I don't understand that. And all of the like, I don't. Let me continue because, like, usually she has very sound arguments. So I don't want to just jump on her right then and there. Like, let's see what else she says. But I don't know what you know.
We decreased with the amount of men saying, we're just not going up to women anymore.
Okay, this is like people saying it's snowing where I am because it's snowing where I am, global warming doesn't exist. What are you talking about? Just because you don't see it as an hyper attractive woman,
You kind of look good.
just because you don't see
Agreed.
it doesn't mean it's not actually happening. You have to think, what are the stats out right now? How many people are actually checking out of dating? If you look at all the studies, men as a whole have been checking out of dating in large numbers.
Oh,
In
he brought
this
the
has been one of
facts. He
most
brought the
recent findings. Was
receipts.
it 69% of men report being single, where only 34% of women report being single? It was like 51% of men say they lost all interest in dating altogether, in large part because it feels unwelcoming, because they feel like, so it doesn't matter what your personal experience is, even if you want to go off of that. What the numbers show is that men as a whole have been approaching a lot less. And the very few times that they do choose to do so, they just do it on online dating.
You know, like it sounds like you guys are trying to start a movement. You
Yeah,
just
if they
don't
get
want to talk
labeled
to women
creeps and
anymore.
stuff,
Fine
like,
with me. When I'm out of the
I
house,
get
I
why
want
they
to get
wouldn't
right
wanna
back in.
approach.
But as a woman, I haven't noticed a decrease. I don't want to like sound like I have a very big head, but when I go out, I usually
Just
get
a big
talked to. So I'm
forehead.
just trying to figure out who are you talking about? Like, what men
Still
don't
look
go up
good,
to women
girl. I'm
anymore?
fucking
Because
with
I
you.
have not had an issue. In fact, I don't think any of my friends or women in the comment section of that video, and possibly this video, have noticed a decline. Ladies, speak up. Have you noticed a decline of men not talking to you? Stop right there. Some of you
Maybe
women
your
are like,
friends
"Michelle,
are
I never
very
get talked to."
attractive,
It's
too.
okay. I would talk to you.
I thought you said, it's okay, you're ugly.
That would have been the proper response, honestly.
I thought you about to rip her audience. That was,
See, I'm honest with you guys. I
Just
don't know
women
about
who,
the
you
other
know,
people. I'm
tend
honest
to
with
come
you
up to
guys.
you and compliment your appearance. Have you noticed like a decline? I have not, and I've been talking to an array of women. My mom just called the other day. She's 60 years old, and young men, older men
mom look
will
good
come
for
up and talk to
60.
her. I
I
talked to
ain't
a lot of
gonna
my older
lie.
clients. Like, Michelle, this 30-something-year-old talked to me yesterday. This older man talked to me the other day. There's no decline. I don't know what. I think you guys are just saying certain things to make you feel better, or maybe like frighten us women. Like, oh no.
Wait, before they even say something, for every one, I think girls gotta understand, for every one man that talks to you, there's like 100 other that didn't. Maybe I'm over exaggerating, but every one man that talks to you, there's like 10 guys that didn't talk to you. So I don't really understand what you're saying. And most of the guys that approach you, I'm pretty sure they aren't men that you like, unfortunately. So if they're not going to approach, like, let's continue. Let me see what they're going to
Okay,
say.
I want you to think about this. The ones who are harassing you probably don't care about being labeled thus much as a racer. The ones I'm talking to are the dudes who are actually half decent but don't know how to progress or don't know how to move forward. The ones who are very nervous about the prospect and try once and never want to try again. I'm not talking to the average dude who's sitting on a construction site and be like, hey baby, you can't talk to those fucking losers. I'm talking about the average man who doesn't do this. You have to imagine the guy who went up to you and felt that comfortable. That's not the average man. The average man does not approach women. I know this because I see all these nerds like, I don't even know how to say
I'm
hi
not gonna lie.
I don't even know how to say anything to a girl. So the ones that you're talking about are the hyper, either like socially retarded who don't give a fuck about any social cues, or the guys who want to make you uncomfortable. They don't give a shit. They're gonna call it a responsive. Those are not the people I'm talking to.
Usually in public, I don't really have time to have a conversation. I go to the grocery store and the gym, two places I don't normally stop and have a full conversation with people. Here's the thing, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying you men that say, you know, this. I'm just not gonna talk to women anymore. I'm just done. I don't believe it. Especially
dudes
if
don't
someone's
wanna
very
approach.
attractive, put
I'm
together.
serious.
You are. I feel like a lot of guys will just be kind of drawn in that direction, or at least, you know.
Hold on, I'm gonna give her some grace because I think, like, in my opinion, like, just for me approaching women, and this is how I know this is true, that men don't approach anymore, or not. Let me not say anymore, but not as much as they did before. Because when I did approach a girl, and you know, I would talk to them and everything, they would be like, "Oh my gosh, like, you know, I was surprised you came up to me because people don't, like, guys don't come up and talk to like me as much as before. Guys don't like approach girls as much, you know. They're more surprised at the fact that, you know, somebody approaches them and not in a very creepy, weird way. You know, like they're just surprised that guy, like, I would even approach them sometimes. So just from the interactions that I would have with some women too, when I would approach them, they would be surprised that I even did that, because a lot of guys don't, because they're, and I understand why it is, the fear of rejection and things like that. So yeah, and I'm not going to get too much for her. I think that not just her, but I think that a lot of especially pretty women don't understand that, you know. They don't understand the reason to why guys don't approach. And for the guys that approach them, there's always 10 others that don't. They probably looked at you, thought you were pretty, and just like, yeah, I'm not going to talk to him. You know, and even I've been through that phase, you know, and and even sometimes I will look at a girl and I'll be like, yo, let me go approach her. And then I might think about it too long, and then they might go their separate way. Then I'm be like, damn, shit, I should have approached her, whatever. So like, dude, like I don't think they understand, and that's okay. But that's why we're here to explain it to them. Let's see what Abba and Preach are gonna say.
Okay, guys who are watching right now, okay? There's a small portion of you that see an attractive woman and have the courage enough. The vast majority, be honest, do you guys have the balls to go up to a woman you think is very hot and say hi to her? Or to
I
say
don't think
anything
most
to her?
men are.
I get DMs every single day from guys being, I have no idea how to talk to her. I'm too scared. I think I'm going to look stupid. That's most men. And that's how I think
it
women
is.
don't understand the experience of men. They see themselves being bombarded with attention and think all men are constantly after them, not realizing of the men who approach them, there's maybe 100 other who noticed her and didn't say a word or didn't have the courage to come up to them. You know,
Yeah.
like when a hot woman's in a club, she'll have like guys coming up to her throughout the night. Best believe there's a whole
think a
slew of
club
other
is
men who didn't
not a
have the
good
balls
place
to go up to
neither
them, and that's
to go
most
try to
men.
find
And they got
girl.
noticed. If you were visited by 4 guys in one night, most guys saw you.
Yup.
Most guy in that club saw you. But you got 4 guys that came up to you. That means that if everybody that noticed you and thought you were attractive actually went to
yeah,
you,
they speaking
it
facts.
would have been a lineup.
Who would have been alive?
It would have been a whole ass lineup. You
Yup.
would have been you'd have to change your face with the bathroom sign.
How about I tell you this? The first guy went down up to you, got shot down. The other ones went, "That's not gonna be me."
Yeah, other people
I
know
want to
it.
maintain my
Ooh, that's a
self-esteem.
good
Other
point.
not myself tonight.
Hold up,
When
hold up, hold
one
up.
guy approaches a girl, you have to
Abba cooking and preaching. Hold up. He brought up a very good point. A very good point, especially when you're in social situation. If you reject a guy and then other guys see that you reject a guy, most of them are not going to talk to that girl right after that guy, because they're like, yeah, I'm not gonna talk to that girl because I don't want to be rejected. Especially if you reject a guy hard too, they're like, yeah, not gonna be me, whatever. You already, confidence goes down. And even like they're definitely speaking points, because even like a lot of my friends or whatever, or even like a lot of like friends, whether it be friends, coworkers, acquaintances, they do not have the courage to go walk up to a girl, a stranger, and to go talk to them. Like when they see me do it, they're always like, how do you just do that? Or how do you just like just have the quick thought to say what you say? It's just from trial and error. Because when I first started doing it, I was fucking terrible. I was fucking terrible. I didn't know what the fuck to say. I was corny as shit. I was just so freaking it just was terrible. I didn't know how else to describe it. Like, you know, but as you do it, it just comes natural. You know, it just comes natural. But yeah. But as I can say to most of my guys, even the guys that have girlfriends or whatever, when they were single, they weren't the guys walking up to girls trying to get their number and stuff like that. They would probably meet a girl in a social situation or something like that over, but they weren't like doing cold approaching and things like that, you know. So yeah, most guys aren't doing it. They aren't walking up and talking to girls or whatever. I can admit that I am the minority, and from just my experience and just from looking around at other guys, they just don't have the courage to. Even when I would try to help my friends or whatever and try to be like a good wingman, like, and they would try to approach them, you could see how nervous they are. I don't think girls understand how nerve-wracking it is to walk up to a stranger, you know, to walk up to a woman and try to just talk to them without them thinking you're creepy or weird, not knowing what to say, scared of rejection, scared that anything, you know, could happen. There's like just a nervousness, you know, and like, because girls don't have to do the approaching, they don't understand that. And that's why I'm not too big, like, going off on Michelle. But, yeah, a lot of girls don't notice that, especially pretty women, because they probably never had to approach a guy in their life. It's different. It's just much different, you know. A lot of guys aren't going to approach women. They just aren't. I mean, preachers preaching and Abba cooking.
Understand that we act like we don't know this. We know this, and we try to see where this shit is going. And I can tell you, there's some people. Okay, there's half of the guys are gonna be like, "God damn it, it worked." And other guys that are not able to approach are gonna be like, "Yeah, you get that, boy. Good for me."
Yeah, I'll be hyped for the W's. I'll be hyped for other people.
My roommate, he's a performer and he's worked as a bouncer. Let me Yo, Bradley. Yo, can you put on a shirt and come here real quick?
Nigga said put on a shirt and come here.
Just answer the question, okay? This guy just woke up, so he doesn't know what
Random tall ass
okay?
nigga.
Okay, let me ask you real quick. You've worked at nightclubs.
Yeah.
You've been a performer.
Yeah.
You watch people in the nightclubs approaching women all the time.
Yeah.
Tell me, when you're in the club, do most guys have the courage to go up to women?
No.
La majorité des gars, tu les vois, ils font juste rester là, ils dansent entre eux.
Okay,
Yeah, they don't actually do any
went
approaching,
in.
right? Parce qu'il y a une femme qui dit, oh, j'ai pas l'impression que les hommes, ils ont peur d'approcher. I don't see that. I don't see men are afraid. But, tu sais, there's a certain kind of guy generally who goes up and approaches women. You see it in the club. You can tell the difference, right? Yeah. And you also see, okay, when you're in the club and you see a woman reject a guy, do you think you see how... why do you think most of the guys don't approach the women?
Fear of rejection.
They feel the rejection.
Yeah.
So they don't go.
And
That's it.
then answer your question that you said. Once you see one nigga get rejected,
No. But me, I'm gonna try it anyway. So
that's you.
I mean, pause.
Because that's your.
Yeah.
You're 7'9".
Yeah. Anyways, my roommate, he's a dancer. I'll put up his Instagram below if you want to go follow him.
Oh yeah, he about to get mad, so
Yeah, you're not allowed to come over though. Bradley don't invite any of these ladies.
But the thing is, yeah. Once one guy get rejected, there's some guys are gonna be like, yeah, let me go in. It's my turn. I'm gonna use something else.
But that's
When
the
she says
minority
it,
of guys.
I don't believe that men.
But yeah, that's like the minority of guys. Like even me, like if I see that, whatever, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm not going to that. And then sometimes I'll be like, I don't give a fuck. I'm still gonna shoot my shot. You know, I don't care, whatever. But yeah, that's just a minority, and I can even like say like all this experiences that guys go through, where it's like with the fear of rejection and all of that, or not wanting to talk to a girl after another guy talked to him. I get those feelings too. I'm not some super fucking human or whatever. I fuck up too. Like I said, it's just trial and error. I'll just learn as I go. But yeah, they're speaking facts, man. They're speaking facts.
Wouldn't approach a beautiful woman is because you don't understand the male experience. And this is not me coming at you to try to chew off your head. I think most
don't.
women don't understand the male experience. The same way I think a lot of men don't empathize with the fact that for women, the reason why they're so defensive in a nightclub when 10 dudes come up to them is because those women are tired of being approached. Sometimes they just want to be
That's also
with their girls.
true.
Sometimes they're just tired of being looked at as a sexual object. So when 30, 40, 50 dudes approach them, after the 50th one's like, yo, get the fuck away from me. And it's understandable. We're having a
true.
thing where we're not understanding the other's experience, and then we're arguing against the caricature of what we perceive them as, rather than the reality, which is most men are lonely and lack the courage to approach a woman.
And you have to understand that for women, that's what I understand. You know what I mean? What I have to look out for.
Yeah. Because you worked at a club?
Yeah.
Okay, as a bouncer?
Yeah. The thing that you have to understand is that the club experience for women it's men and women, but women is very different, right? It's aggressive.
Yeah, club experiences.
A club is
great
aggressive.
for women.
Loud music, you don't know because of the loud music, you don't know what's gonna, like your sense or a big disturb, right? So someone rub up on you, touches you, it's very aggressive. Like, especially if you don't you don't necessarily have the power to, there's a little bit of fear in there, whatever and whatnot. So on top of that, you got people approaching you like, hey, what's it? It could be it could be a lot.
Yeah.
So that's where the rejection also comes from. It can come from because the experience can be very aggressive.
Have you walked around Walmart?
The rejection can come from any freaking thing. They could be having a bad day or whatever, and they could just reject you. Now, they could probably even be attracted to you, but because they had the bad day, they're just gonna reject you or whatever. Or maybe their crush didn't like them today, so they're just like, you know what, I'm gonna reject this nigga just because it make me feel better. Or it could just be like, I just got approached by the last 10 niggas, leave me alone now. Or it's the last nigga was like very disrespectful, so it's just like the next dude is just like, oh, now another disrespectful dude, even if you're not coming off to them disrespectful. So I gotta understand that. You gotta understand that too, because I've definitely approached women very nice and then they come off rude. I've definitely had those moments. I'm telling you, I understand it. But I also have to understand in my head, is like, I'm probably like the 10th dude that talked to this girl because she a little baddie or something, you know? So, yeah, I definitely can understand that side. But I think a lot of women don't understand the male experience too. You know, because they have the privileged position in terms of dating where they can just wait for the men to come to them. You know, as where like you just, unless you famous or something or you got clout, ain't no bitches coming to you, unless you very, very attractive dude too. You know, in that 5%. But yeah, let's keep it going.
I have. Not many people looking put together. It's one of my comfort areas of, oh, I can look like shit because everyone else is, so I'll blend in. But honey, when I don't blend in at Walmart and I actually get all like this little 18-year-old man, I guess I'll call him a man. I feel like he's a boy still, but what's chatting me up? Men will run to open doors for me. Like I said, I don't want to sound like, oh, look at me. So many people doing my bidding.
No, you look good, girl. I get it. You look good. You gotta apologize for that.
And preach. A lot of guys that talk about, you know, the girls in the gym, you know, upset that a man is talking to them, saying,
I'm never gonna talk to women. This is why we don't open doors anymore. And you women want to say chivalry is dead. It's your fault.
No, it's dead.
Chivalry has been dead. I've noticed an increase of freaks.
I feel like I should just do a compilation of TikToks of women complaining that men don't approach them anymore.
Can we talk about how good men will sometimes not approach a woman that he's interested in simply because he's trying to be respectful, and he definitely does not want to be seen as a creep?
Why do pretty girls sometimes never get approached by guys?
They're terrified. They're terrified.
Mm-hmm. On nights out, because they don't want to come off as a creep. And even as I said, like there's a time and a place, whatever. There could be a girl that might walk past me and want me to approach them. I'm not going to approach them for the simple fact that because of this place and this environment or something, I don't want to come off as creepy. And I can even say that for myself, like even to the point where it's like if I'm walking in the street, and this has nothing to do with like dating or anything, if I'm walking in the street, especially at night, and I'm walking behind a woman, I will speed up so that I can walk past her, because I don't even feel comfortable walking behind a woman because I don't want her to think that I'm some creepy dude trying to follow her or some shit, crazy shit, whatever. So it's like it's just the time and the climate that has made men like this. So yeah, they hit the nail on the head, you know. Let's continue. Let's finish this out.
Every time I'm put together, every time I feel confident, tell me why no guy would approach me.
And what they mean when they say men don't approach them anymore is not that no men approach them anymore. It's that men that they actually find endearing. Because much like you said, the people who approach you when you go to Walmart or when you're out in public are generally ugly, unappealing dudes. So when people say men don't approach me, it's the people who actually have things going on in their life. It's mostly going to be degenerates who are going to come up to you. Why? Because men who have their shit together understand, one, it's generally not worth the risk to go up to women. Whether you like it or not, if I actually have something to lose, I'm not going to spend most of my day trying to approach ladies or going up to them or chatting them up. Why? Because I can go on Tinder and probably get much better results at a safer pace. So when we say men don't approach women, we're not talking to degenerate losers who spend all day at home doing nothing. We're talking to people who have something to actually lose by fear of women rejecting them loudly. I could imagine,
especially if like you're a big content creator or celebrity.
Like, I'm gonna talk for me. I didn't say that people are not going out more. I said that I
would be scared to talk to somebody if I was like had a big
I was agreeing
name.
with, you know what? Stop going. Stop doing that. Stop going out there and be like, yeah, I'm gonna try to hit you up at the gym. Don't do that. Go train at the gym. Don't do that. Oh, I'm gonna try to hit you up at the Don't do the approaching. Get your shit together, work out, do your thing, better yourself.
I agree with that.
And people around you will come up, I guess.
No, I don't agree with that.
Don't do
Girls ain't gonna approach you, bro.
But other than that, that's it from us.
Do you think, Michelle?
That's the end of the video. Yeah, but the only thing I disagree with Preacher is that last thing. Girls ain't approaching you, bro. Unless you're a celebrity, you got high clout, whatever. It don't matter. Girls are not approaching you, even if they think you look attractive. Ladies, when was the last time you approached a guy? There we go, right there. So I agree with the first thing that Preach said. Yes, work out, work on yourself. I always say that, but they not gonna approach you. Even if you look good, even if they like you, they're not going to approach you. That's why you have to make that first step. Guys have to make that first step. So that's where I disagree. That's the only thing I disagree with on Abba and Preach, where they're saying not to approach women. You want women, so how else you gonna fucking get them without approaching them? You know, and obviously Tinder and everything is not a good look. So it's not gonna be working out for you. Your better chances are in person. But yeah, even with Michelle and everything, like she's like her mind is pretty skewed, but I think most women's minds are, especially the more pretty they are. So yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on the video? What did you guys think about the video? Ladies, for the two ladies watching this, do men still approach or do they not approach? What's your thoughts on this, guys? Do you agree with Abba and Preach? Do you think you should still approach, or do you think you should just give up on the approaching? BQ quick review. Nah, we do.
Pieces and patches, I gotta be, cause the edges are jagged. I do not call my piece less, it's a real beef, they be squeezing them ratchets. You not the same person that you on internet, I've been smelling some catfish. Don't condone violence, cause we move in silence, we know that they got it like Metal Gear Solid. Pick up the pieces and patches, I gotta be, cause the edges are jagged. I do not call my piece less, it's a real beef, they be squeezing them ratchets. You not the same person that you on internet, I've been smelling some catfish. Don't condone violence, cause we move in silence, we know that they got it like Metal Gear Solid.